Hello, everyone. Thanks for logging on to CBSColorado.com. Time now for a few extra minutes with Super Bowl 50 champion Bennie Fowler. And, I love introducing you, Super Bowl 50 champion. Broncos were about a game, almost half a game away from getting to the Super Bowl. What is it going to take, Bennie? I know there's a lot that has to go right for a whole nother season, but in your mind this offseason, what are some boxes they got to check if they want to get to the Super Bowl next February?
Yeah, I think number one, you got to bring in some more competition at all positions. I think one of the most important things is not to get complacent. Your record from this past year, from the 2025-2026 season, does not carry over. So I think you really need to put yourself in a position to bring more competition. Also, you got to add some more weapons. You got to add weapons for Bo, and I'm talking about yards after the catch. You need to add those types of receivers and running backs to make Bo's life easier. You got to have a great running game. When we look at, the Super Bowl and you look at the Seahawks, Kenneth Walker, Michigan State guy,
let's go,
ran the ball extremely well. When you look at the Rams, top offenses in the league, the Rams, they ran the ball well. You want to be able to give Bo a great running game, which he hasn't had yet. He's had flashes where the running backs have been able to help him out. But what would it be like for this offense to have a 1,400-yard rusher? That Broncos country would love to see that. I'd love to see that. You'd love to see that. So I think that's where I think the Broncos can get better. And then also, don't get complacent on defense. You got to continue to get better there as well. I think one of the things that the defense could have done last year is turn the ball over more. They did it towards the end of the season, but you want to see that throughout the entire season. How do you turn the ball over more and get into the end zone even more? So I think about that Super Bowl 50 team, Aqib Talib, pick sixes, Chris Harris, pick sixes, Malik Jackson, touchdown in the Super Bowl. Can your defense score some touchdowns? I think that's the next step for this defense.
Yeah, okay, I absolutely love that. You mentioned the playmakers on offense, and that's been a conversation. We've talked quite a bit about running back, but let's talk about wide receiver.
Yeah.
What would you do with that room, the way it's structured right now, and maybe what kind of player would you bring in? Is that draft? Is that free agency? Take me through how you would kind of revamp this wide receiver room.
Oh, man, I think when I look at the receiver room, I'm always thinking about the dynamic playmakers. So just playing in this offense, and what was it like when we played with Michael Thomas? That's somebody who was great in the intermediate game. I'm talking about 5 to 15 yards. He was elite. And, caught 149 passes one year. So I think that's the type of receiver that you want to add. I think Pat Bryant can step into that role, but he's still young. So I don't know if you trade for that. If I had any wish, could you trade for a Justin Jefferson? Could you trade for that type of dynamic playmaker, a playmaker whether you could throw him a 2-yard pass and he could take it 80, or he can catch an 80-yard bomb? So I don't think the Broncos have that in their receiver room. I think they have a lot of good receivers. Cortland, great, big body, big target for Bo. Got a lot of rapport there. Pat Bryant, intermediate guy, but still young. Troy Franklin is your speed demon, as well as Marvin Mims. But can you add that next receiver who could just do all of those things at an elite level? And that's a select few group, but they are out there.
Yeah. And the Broncos got a lot of cash this offseason. Tight end, Sean Payton said he's still looking for his joker. You mentioned during the show that Evan Engram, we might see more play now, connecting here with Davis Webb in a different level. But is that enough? Are you satisfied with tight end play? Do the Broncos need to draft one? Do they need to get one in free agency? Or are you confident Evan Engram can have a better season?
I'm confident Evan can have a better season, especially with Davis calling plays. I think Evan has a tremendous amount of potential. You've been out at practice. You've seen him in warm-ups, and you've seen flashes in games where you know that Evan has a very dynamic skill set as a tight end. Somebody who can run, who ran a 4.3, 4.4 at the combine, and somebody who you saw it in the preseason when you just threw him that little drag route and he was able to take it. So he does have that type of playmaking ability. You got to be able to throw him the ball. You got to throw him the ball. He's got to catch the ball. So you still need to get better in the tight end room, though. And I think you draft a young player who is getting ready, who can learn from Evan, who can learn in this offense, but then take over for the next, hopefully, 8 to 10 years with Bo. You think about Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, Peyton with Dallas Clark, Peyton with Julius Thomas, Tom Brady with Rob Gronkowski. All of these quarterbacks, great quarterbacks, have that tight end and that outlet. So you want Bo to have that, and you want that to be a consistent target. Even Caleb Williams did it with Colston Loveland this year. So Jared Goff and Sam Laporta. So, you got to have a great quarterback tight end relationship. The top quarterbacks all have it.
Been waiting since about Julius Thomas here in Denver to get one of those. Your way too early prediction, Bennie, of the Broncos record in 2026.
11-6.
Okay,
11-6. You got some tough opponents. You got some tough road games. Playing a first-place schedule. Probably some primetime games that you and I were talking about off air. So I would say 11 wins, another playoff. Another playoff appearance.
I love it. All right. Benny, thank you so much. It's been such a treat. We love having you on. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Guys, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.